everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday. We are going to get started on another story related to Jenelle Eason. I swear every time I think I'm done with these people, something else happens, and I had to make a comment on this because this actually makes me feel weird. So before we get started, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and also if you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel by doing so by clicking below. Okay, so last week Jenelle Eason did a Q&A, and she talked about how she and David were back together. Now, during her Q&A, she talks a lot about the fact that she and David reunited because she wanted to work through things for the betterment of her family. Specifically, she discussed the fact that she wasn't able to afford living in an apartment in Nashville while still maintaining a home in North Carolina, which David was living at with his daughter, Marissa. A lot of her excuses for going back to David consistently revolved around money, not being able to afford things, not wanting to pay two rents, but really not anything to do with like, oh, I love David. David is the most amazing person. He is my soulmate. It was really none of that. It was more like I went back because I had to and MTV didn't rehire me. But she didn't really say that. So David actually took to his Instagram. Jenelle hasn't spent a whole lot of time on her Instagram going like, David, I love you so much. It's so amazing. Rather, she's been sharing videos of her kids and doing TikToks and really just having fun. You know, they're in North Carolina. They live on, 11 or 12 acres. They have a sort of slightly smallish homestead, and they have a lot of animals, and they spend a lot of time by themselves. So what's going on right now in the world doesn't really affect them because apparently that's just life on the land. But David, for his part, has been really excited about this reunification, and it's very clear who's happier in this situation, at least in my opinion. David actually wrote this, and he said, "You will always be the love of my life, Jenelle." Ugh. I'm so happy that we have become so close and bonded recently. Now, if you remember, she actually left in October, and she left because she said that it had come to her realization that things in her life needed to change. She filed some paperwork in Nashville and requested that David have no contact with her and her children, and only a few months later dropped that case, and now apparently they are so bonded and so in love. Interesting. I should note they probably spent maybe like more than like 3 months apart total. During that time, she did date briefly some guy, some clout chaser in Massachusetts, and David was photographed with other women, but although nothing actually stuck there. But here he says they are so close and bonded. And then he said, here's to a lifetime of our own kind of social distancing. And boat rides, ATV trails, and living off the land. I don't think we're going to have a hard time staying secluded. LOL. We've already been doing that for a while. Did he just admit that he's been secluding Jenelle? Was that like a subtle admission that like, haha, Jenelle, I got you on 11 acres. You were the beach bum girl that loved going to Kesha concerts, that was super into like being social all over the place in Myrtle Beach. And now you're in 12-acre land, living off of stuff, feeding goats and talking about, chickens and hens. Because, yeah, that's totally what you were into, Jenelle. Yeah. No, Jenelle, you were never into those things. Jenelle, you liked Kesha. Don't you remember Kesha? You liked concerts. You liked going to the beach. Anyways, I digress. I think he literally just admitted that he's secluding her, which is kind of gross if you think about it, because when she filed all those documents, there was a lot of allegations of this kind of stuff. But, Jenelle actually in her video that she did last week with her Q&A, she denied all of that. Right. So she said, David never did any of that to me or to the kids, even though she literally filed court documents saying he did. Liar, liar, pants on fire, I think. Okay, so then he shared this photo. Now, I've covered it up because it's not sufficient for work, and YouTube bots hate me lately, so you don't get to see Jenelle in her rockin' bikini that she had worn 4 years ago for her revenge body photo after breaking up with Nathan. And he's like absolutely loving this. Like, love these youngins so much. So there's a photo of him kissing Ensley, and then him with, there's Ensley and Marissa and Kaiser, and then him with Marissa. And I was thinking about this. Like, when I was looking on his Instagram, I saw a lot of photos of Ensley and Marissa, who are his biological children, and I saw a lot of afterthought photos of him and Kaiser. In fact, I didn't see photos of like, oh, he's so amazing, I love this kid. It was like, I love Marissa and I love Ensley. Poor Kaiser. This has been the primary reason a lot of people were not happy about her going back to him, because he is not David's biological son. He doesn't like Kaiser's father, and Kaiser looks exactly like Nathan. I don't know how well this is going to end up, and fans on Instagram were not actually pleased. Only back together because their plan to get back on MTV failed. Now her only source of income is posting news about herself, LMAO. Why does everyone keep bringing up that she's gained weight? Now, she has gained weight, so the body shaming stuff I think is whatever. And then this person said, here we go again. So you've been guys, now this has been this common conspiracy, you guys, that they have been together this entire time, that they split because they thought if they did, she would get more promotions, she would get the sponsors that were dropping her because of what he did to the dog would end, that she would get back on MTV. We know that failed. MTV did not take her back, did not want her back, because apparently they didn't think that she was actually done with David, and they were worried that David would continue to interfere with filming. And because of David's volatile behavior, he had made it next to impossible for them to get enough footage for the previous season. Him doing what he did to Nugget was really just the straw that broke the camel's back. It wasn't because of that. It was a series of reasons. And then people are noting like, oh, that's going to end well. Other people are standing up for her saying like, let them be. We love families. Yay. Bad idea. You guys shouldn't be together and you guys shouldn't be parents. Well, that's, I don't know about that comment. Here's to new beginnings. I'm so happy. She's so happy and she's so healthy. You don't care that she was seeing a new guy and left your daughter and went to his home and stayed just to bang him a whole bunch of times? Well, here comes the train wreck. So you're going to get the people that love them no matter what they do. And then you're going to get the people that live in reality. And they're like, you guys literally just broke up. David, you have a history of doing things that are very volatile, and Jenelle told the court about 11 incidences, and she told me that she had been videotaping and recording a lot of different things that you have done to her. Videos leaked online of her glasses getting broken by you, of you completely smashing up and destroying your bathroom, not to forget all of the stuff related to you yelling at her, telling her, flicking her off, telling her, that she could go somewhere that's permanent, that's not where she would be living, of you driving off and taking off. Now, Jenelle said that they're going to be in therapy and work through all of this, and they're really not going to let things get to where it was before. And she said that their arguments were always very verbal and it wasn't anything physical, even though she told me that things came to a head physically 3 to 4 times in the 4 years that they've been together. So I don't know. I still am of the belief that David does a lot of the child rearing. I believe that he does a lot of the cooking, a lot of the cleaning, a lot of the taking care of the family, a lot of that kind of stuff. And I believe that Jenelle it was hard for her to do that by herself. And she's not good at being alone. She literally admitted in her YouTube Q&A that she's terrible at being single. So she goes away, she realizes I've got 3 kids now, 2 that I have full custody of, that I have to take care of by myself with no help. I'm in a city away from my family in another state, and I'm going to do this by myself. When she previously had been with David, who, despite the fact that he's a total swamp monster and completely volatile, did a lot of the basics around the house and took care of the kids while she gallivanted around and filmed with MTV and pretended to launch a makeup brand. So he was like the stay-at-home dad and she was like the career mom. And now it's back to stay-at-home dad land so she can put on her bathing suit and loaf around in the pool. My opinion. Okay, so I want to know, do you think that he literally just admitted that he secludes her and that he is isolating her from the world? Because I feel like he is indirectly saying that, my opinion. And what do you think about them getting back together? And what do you think about these photos of only him and like the girls and not ones of him and Kaiser? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Tell me below. Before you go, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Also, make sure you subscribe, and I will be back later with more. Bye, guys.